We do want to start off because an artist that Aaron and I love recently passed. I feel like I can speak for both of us when I say this, in that this is someone who is not as known as they should have been.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this gentleman's name was Jessie Stewart. I honestly don't know where he was from. I think if you could check that, I think he was from Canada, but I'm not sure. I just know that he made an appearance on a Trailer Park Boys thing once. But my co-founder of this show and my cousin Preston discovered him and showed him to us, to me, and then I showed him to Aaron many years ago. We've been loving this guy for many years now, and he is a staple. His music is a staple every single time we get drunk together.
Just about, yeah.
Like,
we haven't played it in a little while, but
that's the reality. But every time we do, it takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Specifically his songs Marauder and Cold Beer. Those are by far his two probably most famous songs. And if you have never heard them, Jessie Stewart, Cold Beer, Jessie Stewart, Marauder, look them up. They're some of the greatest just drinking songs ever. But also,
it's just like the heart.
Yes.
And like the passion
Yes.
that was in these, like the couple of specifically the two songs we're talking about. He put out more of them. I don't.
Lots more.
Yeah.
His full albums.
Yeah. Oh, really? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, full albums.
Oh, okay.
Full albums. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how many albums, but he has full albums.
Either way, like, to me, this is like singer songwriter kind of material. This is like a maybe a little bit more just emotion into it, and just like somebody that was just
emotion,
just put put all of themselves into the songs they were writing and stuff. And like even on Cold Beer is kind of a it's a what he's talking about is ultimately just kind of like
singing a song about beer.
Yeah, just
But like the first time I ever watched that video, just the fucking
his voice, man.
Voice in combination with like the veins in his neck and the intensity of the mandolin, just like his hand was moving so fast you couldn't even see it. Like it was so passionate.
Yeah.
And in the video of Cold Beer, it's not a video. It's someone recording on a fucking cell phone sitting around a fire.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally someone playing a mandolin sitting around a fire with their friends.
Just singing a song they wrote. And
that's it.
Yeah.
And it is so much better than like so many music videos that I've seen in my life, because it's just so passionate and real and true and comes from a real place. Such an amazing writer.
It was kind of one of the because Billy Strings is from Michigan, and he's another like folk artist that's kind of similar to Jessie. I guess maybe less of like the kind of punk side of it, because I feel like Jessie had a very like not so much like punk style, but it was like just in the way that he was playing, it was a little more aggressive. And I feel like Billy Strings has a little more of like the kind of like folk kind of like actual like traditional guitarist kind of sense. But when I saw like Cold Beer, the video as it is great. And like his video for Dust in a Baggie from Billy Strings. Yeah.
Yep. That's Billy Strings?
Yeah.
Dust in a Baggie. Oh, I'm getting that confused with something
it might
Jessie
be,
did, but all right,
yeah,
go on.
But yeah, like either way, like both of those videos to me are very similar in that it's a cell phone video of someone being like, hey, like play that song you wrote or whatever. He's like, man, I don't play that, and so like he just like plays through the whole thing, and it's just him sitting there or whatever. It's great, and it kind of reminds me of the same thing. So like, I don't know, I was kind of view those two as the same, like, but there's something to be said definitely about just like the simplicity of it, and just how it's like, you know, just bunch of friends hanging around campfire or whatever, wherever it's at, and just, you know, somebody being like, I have a guitar, or I have like mandolin or whatever, and just sitting down and just
it's unfiltered raw passion.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's uninfiltrated.
Yeah.
Unfiltered raw passion. There's no fucking producers around telling anyone what to do or anything like that. It's literally just a guy sitting around a campfire playing a fucking song.
Yeah.
With full force and full pay. And that's what metal is. That's what fucking metal is. And but like it, and that's something I think a lot of people don't recognize about metalheads, is that what a lot of us identify with when it comes to metal is the intensity. It's the we describe that as passion. Like, a lot of people describe it as just noise or whatever, and you're fucking wrong. Like, it's literally the purest to us at least, our interpretation. Yours might be different, and that's fine, but you're incorrect. Like, to us, it's the raw fucking passion is what comes through. That's what I push my fingers into my eyes. It's that. It is that. It is fucking red and blood. It is that. It's fucking just the real, genuine, unfiltered rawness that comes through. And whether it's metal or whether it's a dude sitting by a fire playing mandolin, it comes through to us. Because I think when you really, in my opinion at least, when you really break it down for a lot of metalheads, it comes down to the passion and how it makes you feel. All that matters. It's all that matters. In movies, in music, and everything else, in all art, it comes down to how it makes you feel. And that's it. And that's it, as far as that's the beginning and ending of the discussion. How does it make you feel? Like, if you feel nothing towards it, fine, it's not your thing. If you don't like it, fine, it's not your thing. But if you do like it, and it gives you a feeling of goosebumps, it makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. That's real. That's the fucking passion that you feel coming through the artist. Yeah. And Jessie did that 10,000 times over for me. And he's so magical. His
performance of Marauder, that's on for the Trailer Park Boys.
Well, the original version and the trailer. I definitely okay. So the trailer, everybody knows who the fuck the Trailer Park Boys are by now. I hope, because Christ, that's one of the funniest shows ever made. Yeah. And they held a contest at one point, and a music contest, and Jessie Stewart won that shit with his performance of Marauder, and they had him out and performed it at some bar, I assume in Canada. I don't know the details of the situation.
So it seemed like, yeah.
But that's what it seemed like. Pull that up. And his performance there was fucking unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like that is the original version of Marauder is what got me into him, even before I ever heard Cold Beer. But the Trailer Park Boys version of Marauder, or the Trailer Park Boys performance version of Marauder, I like that one more than the original, but Cold Beer is still there. Do you just pull that up?
Which one are we talking about?
The Trailer Park Boys version of Marauder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it.
Pull that up real quick. And let's here.
See, I don't know.
Just play it.
All right.
Play it. This is not official, people. We're going to play that for a second. That's the Trailer Park Boys theme music, so you know it's a Trailer Park Boys song video. Because if you know the Trailer Park Boys, that's how they start every video. whether it be their podcast or whatever.
So this is the little thing they wrote before it. Says on set day 28, we launched the I Should Be Fucking Famous contest. The boys watched hundreds of video entries, but there can only be one fucking winner. Jessie.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
And we're only going to play a few seconds of this, and we got to talk over it, but let's do
I just want
this.
to say, I don't think I've ever had an opportunity.
This is
to
Jessie
play,
talking right now.
Music for such an awesome group of people, and I'm super glad to meet all of you.
This is the start of Marauder.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I could see was monotony in the highway monotony, and she was calling, yeah. There's a free line calling to.
Come on. I mean, he's putting just as much into his voice right now as Randy Bly, as George Corpse Grinder Fisher, as a Howard Jones, as an Alexi Laiho, like, as a Tom Petty, as a Bruce Springsteen, you know, like,
That's what I'm saying. It's very.
as a Robert Plant, as an Ozzy fucking Osbourne, like, Bruce Dickinson, Ronnie James Dio, D fucking Snyder, hey, Jamie motherfucking Josta. And he's playing that. It's just one guy.
Yeah.
This is all one guy. Alright. That's enough of a sample.
I like.
We're gonna get in trouble if we go any farther than that, but
The thing I love about this video and cold beers, we kind of talked about it, but like it's how much of himself he's putting into what he's playing, and like that's
all of it.
That is
Every
like,
fucking ounce.
like when he especially like just after that part where he's kind of like looking off or whatever, he's like, you know, he's just got this intensity to him, but it's also coming from a place of somewhere that's like, you know, deal with some stuff. Like you can actually like it's.
But that's the other thing is like
beautiful,
when
like-
when he with that video and the cold beer video, he's not that I am you all right. You just hit on something that's real specific for me in these videos is the fucking body language.
Yeah.
And like when he's playing this shit, he's just doing this. He's looking up into the sky. He's not looking at anyone.
Yeah.
He's pulling this down from something, it feels like he not that, you know, like he's absorbing the energy from somewhere somehow. Like, I know how hard it is for me personally as an individual just to get amped up enough to do a fucking reaction video or a Dark Reflections or a fucking podcast, and it's not easy. Like I can't just like wake up, roll out of bed, and do it. Like I have to get into a certain mindset. And he just seems like he gets on stage with that fucking mandolin or whatever the fuck it is, and just looks up into the sky and just goes. He just goes. He just draws that energy from the earth and fucking creates magic.
Yeah.
Just creates absolute magic from it. And his song called, like, and I'm not saying like he is much more than like someone who created drinking songs. Like he is so much more. That's just what he got famous on. Famous, not famous enough.
Just known for notoriety.
Not famous enough. He never got famous as much as he deserved.
Yeah.
At all. But But at the end of the day, we did. I don't know what else to say. We did just lose him, and you and I have both really, really delved into his music in recent times, and for me for many years now. For us together in recent times, more than a year though, like long, not very recent. But like I know that for people like us, for people like Preston, music is everything to us. Music is really everything to us. And like when we find someone that puts that amount of passion into it outside of heavy metal, it's hard enough for us to find metal bands to fall in love with, let alone outside of metal.
Just yeah.
And then we find someone like him, that's extraordinarily rare.
Yeah.
It's really only happened a few times in my life. And he hit that note for me. And I feel like you and Preston perfectly that to where it's not, it's not fucking huge, massive heavy metal, but it's the raw fucking passion that metal provides us. And it's not anger, because that's not what metal's about. All right, it's not. Everybody thinks so. Fuck. They interpret that as angry. Once again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but you're wrong. But you're wrong, because it's not all angry. You might hear it that way, but that's because you don't understand it. Like you don't. You maybe heard one or two things, and you're like, oh my god, that sounds angry. Well, that's because you don't understand it. Well, and that's fine. That's totally... Look, there's a ton of shit. I don't understand the fucking Hallmark Channel. It's one of the most popular channels. So I get it. I get it. Like, it's fine. But I'm just saying, like, that raw fucking emotion for metalheads, for us at least, is what really comes through. And when we find a musician who isn't playing metal, where we can connect to that rawness, and that kind of fucking emotion. Yeah. Even if he's literally just singing about beer, we can hear that song and be like, well, I can ascribe that to other things, but I can also ascribe it to just hanging out with the people that I love most, my friends. Yeah. Podcasting with you and Preston. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. And that's... He provided that for us. So, every fucking time we've been way too drunk, we put on that song. And it's always hit just as hard.
Just the same.
Every fucking time. Yeah. So, anything else?
I mean, as far as just, like there's... To me, there's always something to be said about just like passion in music and just being able to hear that, being able to show it very unapologetically. And I feel like
dude had a mullet, bro.
Yeah, like there was just he always had this, especially just seeing his videos, just hearing his voice, like he always it always seemed to me like he always had just a reason for why he was playing, like a reason for why, like there was always that just that energy to it to me. And and it's sad that to hear the new it's still very early on.
I literally found out about this less than 48 hours ago. I told this to you less than 4 hours ago.
Yeah. And they're still like...
And we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
We have no information.
It's a very sudden deal.
Very much like Alexi and Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're...
And Joey.
Yeah. Like, they're really...
That's the one I meant, sorry.
They're, both in one of the same...
yeah, honestly, it works for both of them, yeah, honestly.
But fuck. I just, like...
And Dio.
We I don't know. I guess one of the last things I'll say, because it's kind of a somber deal, is that, like, it's tough as for, just musician, just that life in general, just trying to make sense of the business side of it and everything.
Solo, man.
I really feel like, it would be very I feel like it would change a lot of things if we just kind of took a second and kind of recognized like what we deem as like the popular thing and what actually deserves to be kind of brought into the eyes of of the masses, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Like
he's one that did.
Yeah, honestly, like
I can't, like, I know, like, we're in the, like, we can't say that about a lot of metal bands because that's, I mean, let's be real. That's part of the draw to us of metal is that not everybody gets it.
Right.
It's kind of a part of it for us. But when it comes to his kind of music.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I mean, kind of with your point, it's there if you want to find that. Like it's the aggression.
Yeah, and if it makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one, he, like I said, like I mean, dude, his power and his voice to me was like a Springsteen or a Petty.
Yeah.
Like
he wrote his life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like there's not many artists that, especially now, that you can say that really truly, had something to
He was like a Spotify artist before Spotify.
Kinda, yeah.
Like it's just a solo fucking artist, just a dude with a few strings, and played the fuck out of them. Like absolute fucking genius.
It's one of those like Chris Cornell kind of like vocalist, like somebody that like as soon as they come on, you're like, holy
that's
shit,
a good
man.
one. A Chester.
I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
like somebody that
those are good pulls. Yes.
Yeah, like as soon as you hear it, it's like holy like this is. There's a lot of passion to this. There's a lot of like it just passion. There's a lot, yeah.
Because that's what metal is.
Yeah.
It's fucking you don't fucking scream into a microphone or play fucking death metal riffs unless you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You don't do it unless you're passionate. It's plain. I feel like that's a fucking real easy thing to say. You do not do that unless you're if you're not passionate about it, if you don't like it, you're never going to do it. So
no.
That's what that is. But he did it. He did his passion in his way, and it resonated with both of us in a big bad way, especially over quarantine, I feel. Especially the few times that we got to see each other and get drunk together and do podcasts together during the fucking pandemic.
Oh, man.
Every time we listened to that song. Every fucking time.
Yeah.
He's kind of been one of our warm-up songs for every podcast for a while now, and it really does break our hearts that he's gone. It really does.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met him one day. I would have loved to have had him on the show. I would have loved to have seen him live. Like, and again, we don't know what happened. We know nothing other than that. So that's all we can say, really. Like he was a beautiful person, a passionate musician, and his art resonated with us in a very, very, very profound and special way. And we will find a way to much like Alexi and much like Joey. And
I feel like we have to.
We will find a way to honor him as much as we can. And there's actually even, I still haven't done an episode on the whale shark, and that's another big one for me personally. But that's besides the point. Yeah. This is for Jessie. So, we never met him. We never met anybody that knew him. We just, his music resonated with us in our hearts and our souls, and fucking, he will be greatly missed. He will be, his music, his art, his presence will be greatly missed. And You know, I guess all I can say is fucking drink some cold beer, motherfuckers. Like, I think that's what he would have wanted. Is
Yeah.
bottle of whiskey.
Drunken broke, sitting here in mystery. I made my mind up how I'm going. Trying to let go, don't know where I'm going. I do know one thing that is true. Wherever I go, I'm gonna need you. We just can't let each other go now. We're too close to ever slow down. The only one who keeps my chin up when you touch my lips. We're like two dogs stuck cold. Cold beer, don't you ever worry, I'm right here. Never lived without you. Look here what I amount to. Talking about cold.
Yeah. Yep.
Just for a second.
That's about as much as we're allowed to play before we get kicked off. You know what? I don't care if we get a copyright strike on this one because this is a fucking tribute.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna release this on its own at this point.
But honestly, like song wise, you know, check out the video. Give
Yeah,
this shit
dude.
some likes, man. Like,
Links in the description below. I'm gonna
give it some
put
views. Yeah.
the Marauder and the cold beer links in the description below. But this was
Yeah.
this was just a little tribute video to a fallen musician who a fallen artist who we both respected deeply and who really touched us and really really means a lot to us always. So I don't know how, but we will find a way to keep his memory alive. Yeah. So is that you got anything else? You good? All right. So
Kind of said my piece, honestly. I just
Thank you all for this. I'm gonna do the outro right now.
Yeah.
Thank you all for this one. I hope you fucking all check out Jessie Stewart, the musician on YouTube. Marauder, Cold Beer are his biggest songs. Check him out. That's how him and I got our start in it. So get your start that way. Fuck it. Who cares, right? We all got to start somewhere. So
let me tell you, after a long day, whatever you're doing, like sometimes, like I guess my last thing really is like I couldn't tell you the amount of times that like I've come home from a long day and just been like, I'm gonna put that song on, grab a beer, I don't care how late it is, and just kind of hang out, man. Like, and that's just the spirit of that song, man. So
that is
like
exactly.
So if you do anything this week at all, just take some time to just, you know,
have a beer with your friends and check that song out.
yeah, dude.
That's all we're gonna say.
Yeah.
But rest in power, Jessie Stewart. You mean a lot to us always. And everybody check him out. Raise your fucking horns to our brother Jessie Stewart. Good night.